So what if the most perfect gemstone ever discovered wasn't from Earth at all? Today, we are diving into the incredible science behind what makes a gemstone real, what makes it rare, and what makes it a legend. We're going to start with a story, a legend, and end with the truth, which you'll see is even more fantastic. Our story kicks off in the Atacama Desert. This is a place so dry, they actually use it to simulate conditions on Mars. It's a landscape of nothing but rock and dust. Famous for meteorites, sure, but definitely not for jewels. But it's right here, under some of the clearest skies on the planet, that one geologist stumbled upon a stone that would challenge everything we thought we knew about gems. To really understand what makes a real gem so special, we need a benchmark for perfection. So, let's start with a legend. The story of a stone called Astrite, the supposed Atacama star gemstone. So picture it, a mineralogist, totally alone. His Jeep breaks down, and he stumbles upon this dark, ordinary-looking rock. But it's not ordinary. From deep inside, it's pulsing with this faint, rhythmic light, almost like a heartbeat. He has absolutely no idea what he's just found. He breaks it open, and inside, wow, is this massive 158-carat gem. It looks like a piece of solidified twilight, constantly shifting between this deep, velvety violet and a brilliant, fiery orange. He decides to call it Astrite because it just looks so celestial, so starlight. Back in the lab, Astrite's secrets start to come out, and they are just more impossible than anyone could have imagined. First off, it has this thing called tenebrescence, which means its color literally shifts when you expose it to UV light. And get this, it displays an 8-rayed star that seems to pulse with light. If that wasn't enough, under a blacklight, it reveals a swirling galaxy inside. Its chemistry, totally alien. It is, by all accounts, the perfect gem. An 8-rayed pulsing star, colors that shift on command. It all sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But this brings up a really fascinating question. Just how close can a real gem get to this level of perfection? Let's use our fictional Astrite as a guide and see what's truly possible. All right, first up, let's tackle Astrite's most dramatic feature, its incredible shifting color. Where does the stunning variety of color we see in real gemstones actually come from? So the legend says Astrite's color comes from these exotic alien elements. But the truth is often simpler and, honestly, kind of more amazing. A gem's color comes from tiny little impurities of common elements. We're talking just a few atoms of boron can turn a diamond a brilliant blue. Or a chemical tug-of-war between copper and iron can create two completely different colors in the exact same crystal. And sometimes the most stunning colors are the ones we unlock ourselves. Take a look at this incredible bicolor tourmaline. It's basically one stone with two totally different personalities. On one side, you have a high concentration of copper, and that creates the electric bluish green of a super valuable Paraiba tourmaline. But then, on the other side, iron takes over, creating this completely different yellowish green color. It's a chemical story, written right there in a single crystal. Human ingenuity can also reveal some hidden beauty. This right here is an orange benitoite, an incredibly rare gem. But it wasn't found looking like this. Nope. It started as a totally colorless stone that was carefully heated. It's a super risky process that realigns the crystal's atoms to change how it absorbs light. And, if you're lucky, it unlocks this fiery orange. A lot of these stones actually shatter, which makes the ones that survive this transformation even more precious. So, we've seen that real-world color is just as fascinating as our fictional Astrite. But gems do more than just have color. They play with light. They manipulate it. Let's look at the phenomena that go way beyond a simple shine. Okay, Astrite's pulsing 8-rayed star, that's pure fantasy. But the star you see in a real star sapphire, that is a true natural miracle. It's an optical effect called asterism, and it's created when light reflects off these microscopic needle-like inclusions that are all oriented in different directions inside the crystal. It's not magic, it's just physics, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now let's talk about a real-life legend. This number, 15.10 carats, represents the weight of the Beers Cullinan Blue, one of the rarest diamonds on the entire planet. Its size is just incredible, but believe it or not, that's not even the most amazing part of its story. And here's the kicker. This is what makes it legendary. It was shaped into a step cut, which has these long, elegant facets. Now, this cut is designed to show off a diamond's clarity, but it's famously terrible at enhancing color.
So the fact that this diamond is graded Fancy Vivid, which is the highest possible color rating, means that its intense blue color is entirely 100% natural. There are no cutting tricks here, just pure, powerful, and unimaginably rare color.
We've seen some absolutely breathtaking real gems. But in a world full of high-tech fakes and clever imitations, how do gemologists know for sure if what they're looking at is the real deal? How do they separate nature's art from human trickery? So here's a perfect case study. A lab received a parcel of 4 rough stones that were all supposed to be sapphires. After they ran their tests, only one of them turned out to be a natural sapphire. Half of them were lab-grown synthetics disguised to look like rough stones, and one was just a piece of blue glass. Without expert testing, a buyer could be so easily fooled. So how do they crack the case? Well, gemologists basically work like detectives. They start with a microscope, searching for the fingerprints of a fake, like the telltale gas bubbles you'd find trapped in glass. Next, they run physical tests, measuring things like specific gravity, which is basically just checking its density to see if it weighs the right amount for its size. And for the final, irrefutable proof, they use advanced spectroscopy to get a chemical fingerprint of the stone, revealing its true identity atom by atom. And the deception can get incredibly sophisticated. To make these lab-grown sapphires look like they were just pulled out of the ground, the counterfeiters coated them in this gritty resin that perfectly mimics natural rock. It was a really convincing trick, but it couldn't stand up to the simplest of tests, a hot needle, which instantly melted the resin and exposed the fraud. So we started with the legend of Azurite, a perfect gem born from fantasy. But as we've seen again and again, the true stories of the gems created by our own planet are often even more incredible. I mean, just think about what we've seen. The De Beers Blue, a diamond forged in the crushing pressure of the Earth's deep mantle. The orange Benitoite, a colorless stone that had its fiery soul unlocked by intense heat. The bicolor tourmaline, a single gem telling 2 completely different chemical stories. These aren't legends, they are nature's masterpieces. And you don't have to take my word for it. The Gemological Institute of America, the highest authority there is, confirms the story. They say the De Beers Blue isn't just a beautiful gem. It's a scientific sample from the deep earth, which makes it one of the most important diamonds ever discovered. Period. And that's what's so incredible, isn't it? The line between legend and lab is way blurrier than we think. The Earth has already created these phenomenal gems, each with a story written in chemistry, physics, and deep time. It just makes you wonder, what other impossible treasures are still waiting, deep beneath our feet, to be discovered?